welcome to the She-Hulk After Show finale.
Oh, goodbye.
Yay.
Goodbye.
Hello.
Welcome to Joe. Welcome to Rick.
Hey, guys.
Others, this is it. It's just the trilogy of us. The other people were so excited about this episode. They've been on binges.
Yeah.
And there's in a gutter somewhere drunk. We don't know.
Yeah,
where
that's
they are.
right. That's right. They're all fucked up right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But before we, yeah. But hang on a sec. We know fourth wall breaking is the idea. So occasionally in this episode, I may just pause the show and address you guys. All right. Now we all know that this show is all about fourth wall, so there is no segments this week.
Oh,
Bring it back. Bring it back, Jace. Here we go.
there we go. Hey,
That was
buddy.
a gag that didn't really work as well as I wanted it to. Okay, this is probably the biggest, fan-made, fourth wall breaking, meta episode, film, anything that Marvel's ever done. Right, guys?
Massively.
And this
Well,
goes
yeah.
back to this, since Brandon and Scott, or Billy rather, or our boy Breezy aren't here. I'm gonna give you some comic knowledge
Or
from my
Jason.
color. Or Jason, yeah, Jason. has
They've
a
all
lot.
bailed on us.
Yeah, they've all built, but it's okay.
Oh,
We love them
Boo.
dearly, and they're all drunk, but whatever. This was actually something that happened in the comic book. She actually, in the comic, broke the fourth wall, went to the Marvel headquarters, and gave them shit about things. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there's some great examples of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely right, Joe. It is it is consistent with the character and the stories they've told before.
Yeah, yeah. So I thought they did a great job, and the only messy part was the consistency and what we missed out on the fight where Bruce comes back and that whole spiel really started to get going, and then they went and then never went back to it. And when they went back to it, it was all wrapped up. We got our final cameo of the ketchup and mustard. So that
Now,
part kind of threw me off.
Joe, the guy below us,
Uh-huh.
we know he is about to spew joy about this episode. So I think, Joe, we'll let him have a crack at it. All
Oh
right.
yeah, go for it.
Mate,
Go for it.
Ricky, how much do you love this show?
I loved it. I actually watched this show, this last episode twice. So as soon as it ended, I watched it again. That's how
Wow,
much
that
I
quick?
really yeah, man. I really
Ooh.
dug this whole show. Now, and we were talking about, social media and people bagging on it, and they're just going how bad it was and this and that. But overall, it was such a happy ending for everyone,
Yeah.
including Bruce. We get to see what Bruce was up to. So cool. We get to see his son, Scar, which was great. That whole family scene, just want to say, kind of felt a little bit like
Thrown in.
Fast and the Furious.
That's
It gave me that vibe to it. But if you put the music to it, it probably would work. I don't know, but it was pretty, so good. I love the whole meta. Like Joe said, that's been around the comics since 1989 in the whole sensational She-Hulk run.
Before that, yeah. Oh,
79,
Before
isn't
that,
it?
79 was the Savage She-Hulk.
89. So the first time she actually broke it was in the sensational She-Hulk in 1989. So it ran for 50 issues,
Nice.
and on the front cover, she's actually holding the original first
Savage She-Hulk.
Savage She-Hulk, and says,
Mhm.
"Okay, now this is your second chance. If you don't buy that this time, I'm going to come to your house and rip up all your X-Men."
Yeah.
So that's when we're doing it. It was
Right.
great.
Now, before we go any further, we do have our fashionably late Billy.
Oh.
So here we go.
Oh, Billy!
Who didn't even
Great
activate his
lady
green
liaison.
screen.
Eddie,
Yeah, he did it.
and the camera loves it, Joe. Loves
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Quick hello to my mom and my stepmom, Virginia, my mom, and Dory, my stepmom.
Yeah.
Hi,
I'll
guys.
throw in the comments now. as
Yeah,
we-
yeah,
as
yeah,
Billy's-
yeah.
Yeah. throw
So
them
there's happy
Hi,
Friday.
Bye.
Bye.
Vindication from Rick. I watched it twice too.
up. There we go.
And then my
Mom's
stepmom, I can't join you now. I forgot to watch. No spoilers for me. So she came in, she said hi,
gone.
and she's gone. And yes, Billy did shave.
Billy did show.
He probably manscaped
right.
too, because he knows
Oh.
women.
Yeah.
So we're just touching on the episode at the moment before we get into the nitty gritty. Billy, give us your initial thoughts of the episode.
I just love the fact that they called the manager to basically resolve everything. Come on.
Yes.
Did anybody else catch that? I mean,
Yeah.
just they made it the most Karen ending of all time. I love it.
Yeah.
She
Well,
actually takes a moment to complain and then goes to see the manager.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. She was a Karen.
100%. Let's get into some of the and look, I have some issues with the episode, like
good.
minor issues. But like most people, because I'm just a fan of comics in general and of this genre, and I love meta stuff. I kind of really did dig what they were going to do. They just didn't execute it as well as they could have. But let's just start with the beginning. And also just like thank Rick for getting all these pictures again. Like he
Rick,
does every week.
always a champion. I don't know how you're doing
Always a champion. He gets like 30 pictures every week.
Yeah.
But the first one, and like this is how the episode starts.
Yes,
amazing.
The throw back to the 1970s show.
Amazing.
Same setup. I couldn't have done it better myself. And they even used that film, what do you call it? Not screen, but overlay.
Filter.
Yeah. Filter. Yeah. All those things.
Yeah.
To really, knock it out of the park.
Age the film.
Yeah.
Make it look very. And you've obviously by this point we would have seen side by sides.
Yeah.
TikTok and on
So
social media.
good.
The original, and they got it pretty close as they could get for it. But you set the tone, don't you, immediately for this episode? And it was clever that they did this intro.
Yeah.
Because in that, they're establishing the fact that it's going to be meta, that this episode's going to be wildly different than maybe the other episodes, that there is recognition that not only they're in the 616, but she's also recognizing that our reality is the reality she's connected with. I think there was a lot to be said. And it was hilarious. Who wasn't laughing their ass off in that opening?
Loved it.
Yeah, I loved it.
it's
It was
it's a
great,
dream
yeah.
sequence for her. She wakes up and that's what she was dreaming. Loved it. I just,
Yeah, great.
and that's, and that goes on to obviously paying homage to that. But if we didn't have that original show, The Incredible Hulk, back then in the 70s, we wouldn't have got She-Hulk.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, we almost
In
did
the
get
comics.
She-Hulk because of that show.
Correct, because of the rights and because the TV show was doing so well, the TV executives wanted to produce a female version of the Hulk, but because they couldn't, Marvel jumped on it straight away and created She-Hulk within, I don't know, very, very
Days.
quickly. And
Yeah,
then,
they-
and then
There's
on the
pictures
rights
of
to She-Hulk.
Bridget Nielsen as She-Hulk from an unproduced pilot. That is
Wow.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there
That's
you go.
crazy. And of course, that model would have been built on the $6 million man because they did that in the 70s. We had the $6 million man, and then you had the female version come out, and then which was its own independent hit as well. So
Yeah.
the template would have been there in the 70s to go, hey man, let's get a She-Hulk up on screen.
Yeah, because then
They did it?
they did the same with Supergirl. Remember?
In what the film?
DC, yeah, Superman was a success, and they brought Supergirl the movie out. Like not
Yeah,
too
yeah,
long
yeah.
ago,
And that was made by
Yeah.
the Soul Kinds as well, who produced the original Superman movies.
yeah.
But that was also the
Poor DC, poor
the,
DC.
the red flag that the Soul Kinds didn't know how to handle that franchise. And really,
Mhm.
the only reason we have an affinity for Superman, the movie, and Superman, half of Superman 2 is Richard Donner.
Yeah.
You know, if it was left to the Soul Kinds, we would have got Superman 4 Quest of Peace again and again and again. But anyway, we're going off track here, guys.
We're not talking about
She-Hulk.
DC. Come on.
But here's
No, 'cause
why
then
we're
we'll
not
start
doing
crying.
segments this week. We're not doing anything. This episode is chaos. Therefore, this show will be chaos. There's no structure
Woohoo.
this week.
Oh, well, it's the
Because
second
it's simple.
time this show goes into chaos.
I tell you what the problem is. This show is great opening, horrible for about 10 minutes because I don't care about any of this stuff. I'm not invested in her career falling apart. I'm really not. It's
What?
running
Y-
flat
that-
to me.
When she
And
emptied
it's-
out her desk,
and
that didn't
then-
get to you?
Nope, not at all. And even worse, as where she goes back, right, and then she discovers that there's a secret man club happening in the background, the intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
At the time watching it, I'm having real problems with it because I'm being trolled and I'm not even realizing it. This is how smart this episode. They baited me good because I was pissed off by the end of it, especially when he like had a serum and he started hulking out, that little dorky dude.
No.
Because at that point they haven't stopped the episode and gone, hang on a minute, let's call out everything that's happening. This is a joke. I'm like, I'm going to turn this off. If this is how they're going to finish this episode, and then I even brought in the fact Bruce is back. What the hell are they doing with this show? And then the genius of flipping the
And then they just flipped it.
Mm-hmm.
and basically the show going a big fucking middle finger up to all us fans in a loving way and saying, boom, we're trolling you because you've been trolling us since the get-go. Yeah, crazy stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, the episode made it clear to everyone that who wasn't already aware that, you know, Marvel Studios are online and they are aware of all the memes and they are aware of all the, you know, TikToks and the YouTubes and everything and bagging the show and all that because there's people involved in it and they just threw it back into the show and gave it to
That's
us.
the genius move of the episode, though.
Yeah.
Because
Brilliant.
I'm almost, without getting online and going, this is the worst episode
Yeah.
ever.
Mm.
I kind of learned a lesson out of this episode in many ways. Is sometimes you have to let things play out their natural course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was delicious. And guess what, guys? I read this morning and it was a report in an article. That final scene that we saw of her talking to Kevin was filmed first. This was
No
always
way,
filmed.
really?
Shot that straight away.
Wow.
So they knew that's where the direction I guess they were going to go.
And they knew about the incels. Look at that. They were like, you know what? These punks aren't going to get it. So why don't we
Well,
do
absolutely
that?
after the incels. Absolutely. I mean, they were
knew,
so
yeah.
meta. I mean, they're so ahead of the game and like they got their finger on the zeitgeist of popular culture. That even that line, she goes, and what about the X-Men? And she's winking.
Yeah. Don't you have a picture of that? Let me. I got it.
Yeah,
you.
it should be there. It's there.
It'll be there. I'll
Of
get
her
it. I'll
thumbs
get
up. Oh, it'll be there. Yeah.
Yeah, she's there. And then she
there's
was talking
plenty
about
of
all
photos.
the daddy issues as well. She was going on about following the same
Yeah.
pattern that Marvel
Yeah.
do. You know, there she's talking to Kevin.
Oh, well, that's talking about Kevin. Yeah.
Mm.
We won't scroll for all the pictures because then we just look like guys who are just throwing up random pictures.
Random
What I will
picture.
say is there is one picture I'm going to throw up right now, which I thought was to me was the most jarring bit, but a very smart edit by Marvel. This bit here.
Oh yeah, because it threw me off when I watched it. I was like, oh wait,
Is
yeah,
that up on screen? Because I can't see it on my end.
yeah, it's on screen.
That's up on
Yeah,
screen.
yeah,
it's on screen.
Yeah, it's like that's so great, wasn't it? Just to be
Yeah.
able to go to the menu and just go, hey, we know you're on watching. And I don't know about you, but it is exactly the menu bring up in Marvel Studios.
yeah.
It did,
exactly.
like Joe.
Like,
it
to the
did.
week.
It did.
It
did
messed me
for
up. I was like, well,
It did,
wait a
yeah.
minute. What just is it over? Like,
oh shit! What happened? Like, what happened? Yeah, no, it's good.
yeah.
So, like I said, this is chaos. So, random thoughts. People just interrupt, jump in, thoughts.
Okay,
ideas.
I identified with Jessica's job interviews, and I kept telling you guys that Marvel is giving sexist trolls the finger. So
Yeah,
she agreed.
100%.
Yeah.
Not that I believe I was the sexist troll there, but
I know I was.
I was very upset the way the storytelling was going.
Right.
Like I was, and that's where they trolled me as somebody who watches this stuff was going.
Yeah.
Getting-
It kind of
And
went.
the fact, yeah,
Yeah, it
and
kind
the
of
fact
went.
that then she kind of is calling all that out was the lesson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on. Did we just going back to that other scene when, you know, Abomination came out, all right?
Oh yes,
It
I'll
was-
put that up. I'll bring that up.
It
I
was,
got it.
No.
It was
That
pretty
one?
big. He's pretty big.
Yeah, he's a big
All
guy.
right.
Yeah.
And then when-
Seems the
Bruce-
design is slightly changing all the time. Too.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then
I
when
noticed
Bruce
that
came
too.
in, he was like really small. Like the Hulk was really small compared to
Yeah.
him. Like
Look at this.
they were like head to head in the last one, and now there's the Hulk.
Well, because it's Smart Hulk, it's not Savage Hulk. So remember, when Savage
and
Hulk gets
Abomination,
angrier, he gets
Yeah.
bigger. He gets like they established even in the shitty Yang Lee version. They
No, in the Ang
established-
Lee version, though,
No,
he
so he
made a
was
big
bigger.
point of that.
They
Oh
were
yeah.
bigger.
But
Yeah.
the
But
Ang
I
Lee
don't
version.
remember him ever establishing that in the MCU.
No.
Wait, so the Ang, now
Yeah,
you're
and
making me
then
think.
he's getting fired. He's coming out of the house, and he gets fired with all the gunshots, or whatever. And the bullets are hitting him, and he's getting bigger and bigger because he's getting angrier.
Right.
In which Hulk you talking
In the
about?
Ang
The
Lee,
Hulk.
in the Ang
Ang
Lee,
Lee,
one.
yeah, the Ang Lee Hulk.
Yeah, it
they
actually
established it.
finishes in the streets of San Francisco.
Yeah.
Right. And when he's
Big
fighting the Absorbing
huge-
Man, yeah,
Yeah.
he's massive. Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's fun. Anyway, but yeah, it was good, and the whole meta thing was great. Is it Jessica Chow or Cho? Is that her name?
Jessica
the head writer?
Chow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was in
From Rick and
there
Morty,
as
mate.
well. Yeah, she was in that picture with her sitting there in the group as she comes into the room. There she is.
Right,
with the
right.
She's
Hawaiian-
actually in it twice,
with a Hawaii-
kind of. The real one and an actress playing her.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's pretty cool.
But
Oh,
that
yeah.
scene when they're all in the writers' room is just like that
Oh.
is great, and
Yeah.
that's where I wonder. And this is the thing: no one I know who watched this wasn't aware of She-Hulk doing that in the comics, right? Because I live in my own little bubble, and I don't associate with normal people. So, therefore, my question is: out there in the public, if you weren't aware that She-Hulk had done that, does this episode work for the general public? Because it is a jarring move, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
I mean, I think so, if I could, because she's been breaking the fourth wall since the get-go, and she's been talking to us, and purposely so. But yeah, I know it's minuscule,
They
but
go
it's still
through it,
happening. Yeah. And
This
it establishes the fact that Deadpool can probably do it too. Because
Well,
it's
Deadpool's
something
been
that,
awesome.
okay, we got two people talking at once. All right, Jason, then Rick.
No,
Scott, sorry.
Billy.
Okay.
Billy, go.
All right, Billy.
I was saying that Deadpool's been doing this, but Deadpool and even Harley Quinn both stole this bit from She-Hulk. So
Yeah.
it's interesting seeing the original person that did it, the original character, going back to using their old bit that most people don't associate anymore.
Exactly. And that's the thing. That's my point is the general public would not have associated that because that's a very specific thing to that character. Like you said, it had been co-opted over the years by other characters. Whether that was going to kind of work. Look, at the end of the day, I think they saved it to the last too much because we got little bits and pieces, her breaking the fourth wall. But now look back as a whole season. I wish they'd kind of done it more in the early episodes. I mean, this is a show 3 weeks ago. I was ready to walk away from.
Wow.
I wasn't even going to watch the last few episodes.
And
But the only thing that saved this is the last 2 episodes have been extremely good. Extremely good.
Yep.
Ma, you underestimate my power. All right. So first she says, you guys are not sexist troll. That's why I support you all. Plus, I can put Joe on timeout. Not anymore. Not anymore.
Some of the I thought the show finished very strong with establishing who she is now. So did you feel at the end of this episode that, hey, really, this really was an origin series? I mean, overall, it was an origin series about her development as a character. And I did feel by the final frame, she now has balance and she knows who she is. She's comfortable in both versions of herself.
Yeah, that's what I found. Yeah. Sorry, Rick. Go ahead, buddy.
No, go, Joe. No, you're right. Yeah, I just agree with Jace. Yeah.
It's a chaos episode. Who cares who interrupts her?
Yeah, that's right. Go for it, Joe.
I'm trying
Go
to be
ahead.
rude. No, I feel like this really establishes both worlds for her. She finally found that blend. She's like at the very end, that picture where she's going to the courtroom. He's like, "Oh, are you going to be like a hero, for fighting physically, or just in the courtroom?" And she's like, "Both." And she kind of gets him like, "Oh, I'll trash you if you get in my way." This thing.
Yeah.
So,
and I loved her stature. I loved the way she looks there.
Yeah.
I felt it was a nice kind of touch. But yeah, there's so much kind of chaos going on. Oh, now this we have segments that it's usually references and all that, and I'm just going to be throwing out left, right, and center. Some of your favorite references from this episode, guys. Throw them out there.
Well, obviously the intro for me was great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that intro, and then
Joe.
Of course, my favorite was Kevin.
Kevin's pretty great.
Yeah,
Did you
Kevin
think
Feige.
for the longest time it was like, Feige's going to appear in the show?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that
I
would
thought
come
for
out.
sure look, he's going to show up and
Never.
say something. But is he Aussie or is he British? Or because I know he's not from the States.
Kevin Feige
Kevin Feige.
is as American as apple pie, my friend.
I
Is
wasn't
he?
sure if he was Canadian like Tatiana.
See?
I thought he was American.
Oh, he's
I
American.
mean, he grew up. You know,
Well,
he got into
technically,
the
Canada
Hollywood.
is North America, so they're not.
They're not
United States
Americans.
American,
No.
but they
Yeah.
are North American.
I don't know if
Kinda
you got
like
a
us and New Zealand. You know what I mean?
I don't know if you
They're
got a-
kind of-
got that photo, Jace, of them. You know when she coming up and she's walking into the actual studio and she
Oh,
had
wow.
to sign that MDA.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
That's
yeah,
Oh,
it.
yeah,
That,
yeah.
that is
Yep.
actually Marvel Studio. That's their actual proper Marvel
Yeah, this
Studio.
shot here,
Oh.
dude. I reckon.
Yeah.
I thought that was
t-shirt, by
Kripke
the
from
way.
fucking Big Bang Theory, you know? And I
Yeah,
have
you-
that shirt,
you-
which is
But I
funny.
like
Yeah,
the
I was
real
gonna
Hulk
say, I think all- I
statue
don't know
and
if you
the
think
Iron
about
Man
it.
statues.
So good. Yeah, I
Yes.
lent one of those. That's one of my
Yes.
statues. I just I rang Kev and said, mate, do you need to borrow one? So he said, yeah.
I tell you what one here's a reference that intrigues me.
Hmm.
Yeah, they went back to their
Resolution
first
4?
episode.
Sorry, no, that's with her in there.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
with him getting out by Wong. and
Yeah.
then taking
Oh, at
him
the end.
to-
At the end.
Yeah.
The after
Yeah.
credits. The after credits.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
It went full
What show
circle.
was Wong on? He was trapped on another show.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's what he said.
Yeah.
But what does that mean for Abomination moving forward?
He can get out whenever he wants.
Well,
That
he's,
that prison
hanging
isn't his
out.
he's
prison.
under
Yeah.
the protection of
No.
the Sorcerer Supreme, right?
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's good to go. I mean,
And he's not a villain anymore, I don't think.
no, he's
No.
not a villain, and
No.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, because I always liked Rick Jones as a good Abomination as opposed to like Mill. Although
Mm.
it's weird thinking that in the comic books Hulk hooked up with Blonsky's ex-wife.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay,
Oh.
that is a deep cut. there.
Yeah, that's a deep cut. Yeah.
Yeah,
no
no,
one's
Brandon's not here, so
mentioning-
I had to bring in like the nerd credit.
Yes, you absolutely
Yeah.
do. But what about the big one? No one's mentioned this one yet. When I'm saying
Oh,
throwing out
Scar.
references, like, of course, why would
Yeah,
you be?
Yeah.
Scar. And how
Yeah.
bad
Like,
is that
with
CGI? Is it me or it looks like he's got a
Who?
hair CGI and then his face is like. Can you
Who
put that
is
back up? Can you put that back up?
Is there someone that they've based that
He
on?
shaved half his
Like-
hair. That's what he's done.
It looks weird, right? Or is it just me?
Yeah,
Who's the
It's an
actor?
haircut. It's an alien
Who's
haircut.
the actor though? Who's the actor?
I don't know. It may not be an
Does
actor.
anyone know?
It
Or they've just
No.
kind
could
of,
be just some extra they've.
he's young there. He's not the
Yeah.
full like
Look, it's.
Scar that we know.
I'm honestly surprised that they did it so flippantly.
Yeah.
That
Yep.
they introduced his son in such a matter of fact way at a
we-
family
we-
barbecue. It's hilarious,
Family.
but I don't know how I feel about it in the long term. Did that deserve its own movie with its own gravity?
Oh, they brought it up. She brought it up briefly though. Remember when she was talking to Kevin? She brought that up as well. So
That
she was
what?
Daddy
saying,
issues?
you know,
Oh, yeah,
no,
yeah.
yeah. She said, "Where's Hulk? He's on Sakaar, but we'll bring that
And now
later
he's
in
a
the
son.
movie."
Yeah.
yeah,
Daddy
yeah.
issues.
So
one
she's
is
referenced,
funny.
"We're going to have a movie, so we're going to get a movie."
No,
but-
she asked, and he said no,
No.
So, yeah.
whatever, and then walks away.
Right.
She will be in a movie. There is no.
She will be in a movie, but it
No,
won't
not
be
her. I'm
movie.
saying a Hulk movie. There will be a Hulk.
I don't think there's going to be a
Hulk
Hulk movie.
No, man, Universal ain't gonna let those rights go.
No,
Unless
they're not like
Universal and
Sony.
Disney can come to a deal, and yeah, you're right. You're not gonna have an Amy Pascal at Universal who was willing to do this.
Yeah.
She was running Sony at the time. You are not going to get a full Hulk movie. You're more likely to again get that as the B storyline, but you're never going to get it, Rick. Not for at least 10 to 15 years. Are you going to get
Yeah.
the Hulk film that you want?
Yeah,
'Cause
and
it's
even then,
rights.
even
It's
then, if
right.
they continue to push this character, even She-Hulk or any iteration, and they have the rights to, just like the deal with Sony with Spider-Man, they have the rights to Spider-Man and anything in that universe. Universal has the rights to the Hulk and anything in his universe. Now, the reason they can use some of the villains is because those characters were established before Hulk. So
Exactly. Like the leader, for
Yeah.
example.
he was
Yeah.
not as first in the Hulk. He came in Hulk later and became a main villain
Exactly.
because he's as smart as can be, as smart as Bruce.
Yeah.
Same thing with Abomination. Abomination, he came in from elsewhere, so they get away with a lot of that thin blue line. That's the name of the
So it's
term.
distribution rights, really.
Yeah, it's such distribution.
It's not just really about
Who
distribution. It's production rights. It's
Yeah.
intellectual property rights.
Intellectual property. That's what.
Yeah,
it is.
Marvel's
Yeah.
always been good with that. Like they
Yeah.
made the character Wonder Man for the Avengers just so that DC couldn't use the name Wonder Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
they
they're not
found
playing-
the
not
rights
playing
to the name
fair.
Captain Marvel lapsed, so they made sure that they used the name Captain Marvel as soon as they could to basically
Yeah.
steal a name from Shazam when the copyright expired.
Yeah. I remember
Wow.
actually being a young kid and it confusing the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel scenario because I knew Captain Marvel before I knew Shazam, to be honest with you. My earliest memories of that character was named Captain Marvel.
So
Um,
so I was just rereading the rights agreement, and they have, just like Sony, they have the rights to all the characters and everything, but they are allowed in an agreement to use any of the characters in Hulk as long as they get money out of it. So Universal is going to get money probably from this and from Wakanda too. What is it called?
Wakanda Forever because of
Wakanda-
Namor.
Because of Namor, because Hulk and Namor are in the same agreement.
No, that can't be right. Namor
Oh, yeah,
would be
I
under
just
the
looked at-
Fantastic Four banner.
That's what I thought, but it says Universal currently owns the distribution in any movie starring Hulk or Namor in the leading role. Meaning they can.
Holy crap.
Oh,
I
right,
did not know
because
that about Namor.
There was a Scrap Namor project in the early phase 1 that they never actually made.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting, isn't it? But
So
sorry, go Rick.
Sorry, how does everyone feel about her and Daredevil now as a couple?
Right.
Like, are we going to
They're
see?
not a couple. They're not a couple.
Well, no, come on, they had a family do together, and then
Yeah.
he popped down. Are we going to see her in Daredevil series?
We
Is she
might.
going to pop
But
in?
the bigger
That's a
question
question.
is, Rick, the bigger question is,
Where does it go?
if you have She-Hulk in Daredevil Reborn, what tone is Daredevil Reborn? Because clearly we've lightened up Daredevil, right?
Yeah.
Daredevil's
true.
now the cool boyfriend in this
Yeah.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If you bring She-Hulk into Daredevil Reborn, you would assume then that lightens the tone. So, to me, them bringing in Daredevil for 2 episodes, I think we are about to see a far more lighter, breezy, more action-orientated Daredevil series. We are not getting Netflix Daredevil. No way in hell.
No,
Oh, no.
I totally
I
agree.
agree with that.
Totally agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I didn't think that they would have, like, well, I don't think Claire's coming back because I believe she's doing Ahsoka now.
Who?
think
The Karen from...
Rosario Dawson.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry,
that's
yeah,
Claire.
Night Nurse. Yeah, she's doing
Yeah,
Ahsoka.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I thought you were talking about the character Karen from...
No, Karen, yeah, I know
Okay.
Deborah Ann Wall is coming back, and so
Yeah. So
Is
is
Foggy
the
coming
actor who
back?
played Foggy Nelson?
Yep.
I think
Oh,
that's
nice.
I think that were the 2 characters you had to bring back, didn't you? Besides the 2 mains.
Yeah.
Is because the guy who played Foggy was so on point. And the best part about it is when they had their friendly banter.
Mm.
And because Daredevil Netflix show was so dark that Daredevil went through so much hell, it just turned, everything was dark. So you didn't get all that fun stuff that I reckon the interplay between those characters, and I reckon we'll definitely get in the new show. So, who knew that She-Hulk was really leading into Daredevil?
Yeah, I did not. Yeah.
No,
Didn't expect it, but isn't the Daredevil show much later next year, and then it's Secret Invasion first?
Oh yeah, but it's much later. But
Yeah.
it's no. What I mean is leading into the fact as a story. It's a continued story.
Yeah.
A lot more
Okay.
when it
Okay.
comes out, because Secret
Yeah.
Invasion, I think, is going to be the Marvel show without superheroes. It feels very much a just
No, you
about
got the Skrulls.
Espionage.
Those
Yeah,
are
but
superheroes. Yeah.
but espionage
But-
type.
yeah.
Sorry.
It's not going to be like super powered heroes.
Yeah.
It's more going to be Nick Fury and you know Colby Smulders and that kind of level of hero against the Skrulls.
So who did Hulk impregnate? I wonder if
Okay,
she's
we need the comic reference here. Who did he bang back on Sakaar?
Billy.
It's the wife.
it was the queen of the planet.
Yeah.
Her name is escaping me at the moment.
Who was never referenced in Thor
In
Ragnarok.
anything. Right.
No.
anything.
Yeah,
So
it's kind of tough to
in
have
this version,
the planet blow up in Thor Ragnarok. They couldn't really destroy
Because she died.
Scar. Yeah,
Yeah, that turns Hulk
That's
into
the whole.
a savage world
that starts
conqueror.
World War Hulk and
Yeah.
World Breaker.
World Breaker, then World War.
so
Is
you've
he-
had to adapt it for this, though, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
point. We know
Correct.
it's an adaptation. So who did he mate with
Yeah.
back there? That
Because
is
he-
decisive with the
Well-
MCU storyline that we've already gotten.
Because she died. So in the comics, she died, but he didn't even know that
In the
his son
comics,
was
but-
still. Yeah, he didn't know his son was alive. So in this version, maybe in the MCU, obviously Scar has some resentment towards his father because
Mhm.
he had left, he abandoned him. So he probably hated him, but obviously something has gone wrong, and he needed to call Bruce back to get him out of the shit for whatever
Well,
reason.
my
maybe.
theory is he's just hooked up. It's a psycho ex-girlfriend. That's what
Oh,
I
no.
want it to be. It's just a crazy batshit girl that he hooked up with, and then he
that's all.
bailed, and now he's had to go back and realize he's had a kid.
Again,
So,
daddy issues.
Sierra the Old Strong, he was conceived during the Hulk's time on Sierra's home planet of Sakaar. So I think there's like another civilization on Sakaar that the
Might
Grandmaster
be.
doesn't control. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or, it could
be.
be Valkyrie and they just omitted it.
That would have been a hell
This
of a birth,
version.
I think.
I think they're
Yeah.
going to also change the Scar because I think he kind of almost seemed like a hybrid of Scar and Hulkling.
Yeah, he's young there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we like
Well,
the
I
look?
can
His
see him
hairline?
Young Avengers.
It's
Hairline.
weird.
And it's alien
weird.
looking. It's alien
Can they-
looking.
I mean,
They
that's
should
weird.
have-
fine, but it's like it looks like he's wearing like a hair helmet, and then it's just kind of falling back.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's got.
What is
Maybe
that?
my head's doing that. I don't know. I've been losing it. The lines been
Yeah,
going back
it's
a
a receding
lot.
hairline thing. That
Yeah.
I just
Anyway.
keep going back to is just like it's a very flippant way to bring in a very significant storyline for Hulk.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it,
Okay.
And then the whole family like, hey, come and join us.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
wonder
mean, it
if-
is in
It is.
cousin
And
Larry.
then it's
So I mean,
continuing to be a finger to us fanboys who go, oh my God, Hulk's son. And we're obsessing over the
Mm.
context over it.
Mm.
But She-Hulk's basically telling us, come on, guys, it's just a fun show we're having here. You're not supposed to take it seriously.
yeah.
That's why they're so smart about it, because it's kind of gone back and forward to me. I don't know where it stands, this show. But I've never seen anything like it. I can say I've never seen anything in the MCU quite like that episode.
Yeah. Now, I have a question for you guys. Do you think we're going to get more stream shows, or are they going to start focusing back into movies?
All right,
Yeah.
here we go. This is my theory. I think Kevin Feige spread way too thin. I think the dropping in quality as what general people sees because there's too much content being developed.
Mhm.
I don't think they will slow it down because money's at play, but I wish that they would pull it back from the TV. We should have 2 shows a year streaming and then our 3 films a year, and lock and load it at that.
I
Yeah,
agree.
look at the problem with Blade they're happening at the moment.
Yeah, it
How
got
in the
pushed back.
How in the hell do you have this guy signed up for 3 years? You've been developing the script and you're weeks away from filming and you don't have it locked down?
Didn't
You
the
got a
director
2-time
walk?
yeah, that's what it
lead
is.
walk.
Guess what?
You're
Yeah,
a
he
2-time
walked.
Academy Award-winning actor who has committed himself wholly and solely to this role. And how pissed off would he be? He's probably been working out for a year, and now it's not only pushed that back from a year. Have you seen the ripple effects now?
The
Deadpool
director's
3's
gone.
been delayed. This
Yeah.
has been delayed. Fantastic Four's delayed.
Oh.
Secret Wars has been delayed. And that's the problem. When everything is so interconnected, there's so much content, one pebble in the pond and the ripple effects are massive.
Especially because I think he has some oversight over Star Wars properties now too, right?
Yes.
Oh, no, he's producing one.
Yeah,
Jeez.
I thought so, but that's still more shit on his
He's
plate. That he
spreading
doesn't
thin,
need.
yeah.
Yeah. You know what,
I-
Marvel?
look-
I'll do you a solid. Give me a call. I got you. I'll get
I think
right in there.
X-Men is his swan song. I think once the X-Men movie
Oh.
has been announced, Kevin Feige's gone.
So,
You reckon?
Yeah, I think he walks.
I think he's having a piss.
Wow. And who's gonna?
Did I say it right? Did I say that
I'll
right?
tell you where he's going. I'll tell you my bet. be.
He's taking the piss,
successor to
Joe.
Kathleen Kennedy.
He's gonna what?
Over at Star Wars. I think he'll be the successor to Kathleen Kennedy at Star Wars.
You think he's gonna leave Marvel and go to Star Wars?
Yeah, to Lucasfilm. He's a massive Star Wars nerd.
Is he? I really don't know the
Massive
man.
nerd.
So
Massive.
I did look it up.
Oh, that's
so
what he told me last week. We're on the phone.
Oh, yeah.
No,
You have it, yeah.
it's been reported many times that he's a massive Star Wars.
Okay. He's
Jason
having a piss. He's having a piss on me, man. Am I saying it right? Am I saying
He's taking the piss out of you.
He's
Joe.
taking
I'm
the
just
piss.
picturing a
Yeah.
Star
Taking
Wars
the piss.
over Star Wars. I mean, they got Favreau fighting for the thing. We got
Yeah, I know
Filoni fighting
Favreau,
for it. We
and
got Kathleen Kennedy and Feige.
there was another person too.
Good.
The unofficial
Uh,
baton.
Oh,
who-
Dave Filoni.
Ryan
Dave
Johnson.
Filoni. Dave Filoni.
Yeah, I mentioned him already.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't hear. Yeah,
But then there's also what's his name, Johnson, the guy that did Last Jedi.
and they never gave.
Ryan
Doesn't-
Johnson. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
John.
still
I think
says he wants to come back with that.
they shouldn't let him come back.
Yeah.
Why?
It's
Last
too.
Jedi-
It's too division. It's
Last
too
Jedi
dividing.
was a great movie. I'm sorry.
It's too divisive. You know, it's
Yeah.
too many people like, fuck that, and they know the
You know
numbers.
who
will drop.
right now? But the thing is, Favreau and Filoni, let them just be storytellers. That's
Yeah.
what they do best.
Yeah,
Let them stay in that kind of realm. Feige's a producer. He's better fit for that type of leadership role.
yeah.
You know, but mind you, you know who they should be sucking up to right now is Tony Gilroy, because that Andor series is
I gotta
best.
watch it. I really have to watch it.
it's like it's like they took a Star Wars property and HBO made it.
Oh,
like-
wow.
You know, it's that kind of Chernobyl quality kind of.
Wow. I
Incredible.
just almost finished Lord of the Rings. So
Sorry, whose show is this? Sorry, whose show? is this?
She-Hulk show. Sorry.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
but who cares about that? There's no
Talk about
structure. There's no order. We've just done a bit of our fourth wall breaking.
So all right.
So I told you guys we were going to do some fourth wall breaking on this show. So the guys over there, yeah, they're going to be a bit off center, but it's okay. We'll try to keep it back on track. All right. So where were we?
Where is she gonna end up next?
Where's she gonna end up?
So we're pretty sure. Oh, I heard a rumor that they already greenlit a season 2.
Yes,
Well,
I think
are
it
they
is
really-
the biggest
Beautiful.
no-brainer to bring her back. You've got to have a season 2, right?
Yeah, but
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
sure she'll appear something, but getting her a season 2 is like, oh, okay,
No,
because of it's not nuts.
Do
I
we
think it's a
now
great
get
idea.
to
I
more
enjoyed the show.
flow of like a typical She-Hulk run in the comics, where it is very much about now the lawyer side of it, and
Yes.
her now understanding how to balance between the lawyer and the superhero. Because we've had that origin season, you know, she's now
Mhm.
it's kind of
She's
like, you know,
established.
like Man of Steel. She at the end of the film, he's Superman. Now at the end of the film, end of the
She's-
series, she's She-Hulk.
Yep.
She-Hulk.
Yep.
I gotta admit, I'm kind of curious what their original plan for the season was, because from what I heard, this season seemed a little uneven, and part of it is because of interference from Disney more so than Marvel.
Uh-oh.
Like apparently that first episode where there was the Hulk training thing was supposed to be like a recap episode before the season finale, and that was supposed to be like later on. There was a couple
Yeah.
episodes that weren't even supposed to be part of the series at all. There was like episodes that they
Wedding
cut.
episode,
Supposed to be
perhaps.
10 episodes.
Oh yeah, okay, you're right. It was initially reported as 10 episodes, and we
Yes.
got 9. We did get jacked for that, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Look, like I said earlier, they filmed that ending scene first, but in script form, there was apparently going to be a more traditional finale in its original conception. And it was Kevin Feige who really encouraged this kind of twist ending.
Mm.
So your interference makes sense, though, what you're saying, because if you were Disney, you would like, look, man, we don't know if everyone's going to like She-Hulk. So if we can get the Hulk in the first episode, that's just going to draw people into the show. We kind of need that. So I understand that from that perspective. But gee, let's be honest, in this series, there was a couple of episodes with just real filler and
Oh,
not
yes.
good filler.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you would have been better off, you know, re-looking at the middle section of this series, because it starts strong, ends very strong. But man, like I said, I nearly bailed on this thing a month ago.
Yeah, he did say
Yeah, because I
that.
thought she had like a character 180 throughout like the part of the series. Like at the beginning of the series, she was very much I want to be Jen all the time, which was very much more like in line with the Dan Slott run,
Yeah.
where actually kind of the anti-Dan Slott run, because that one the boss made her stay Jen, while everybody else, she wanted to be She-Hulk.
Yeah, they switched it.
Now, like,
yeah.
But then towards the end of the series, she wanted to be She-Hulk, and everybody kept on telling her to be Jen, which was more in line with the comics. And it seems like the writers kind of might not have been in sync with that, but knowing that some of the episodes were written after the original plot kind of goes along with that.
Well, here's one thing that go ahead.
No, you go, Joe. Go.
Here's one thing that kind of annoyed me about the episode, and that was everybody was talking about intelligentsia. Brandon had brought it up. We knew who intelligentsia was from the comics. I heard that they dropped little nuggets of there's going to be MODOK and all these guys are going to come together. And what was it? It was a nothing burger.
There he is.
Fucking
there he is. It was a nothing burger.
It
It delineated intelligentsia to be basically an incel group, right?
Yeah.
Ralph Bonered us. As I said, I predicted that. I called that.
Yes. Well called.
Yeah.
Well called, because it was. And I have no issue with that. I would have loved to, because we know, and he's not on the show though, but we know for a fact that Brandon mentioned he wasn't a big fan of this episode.
Yeah.
And
true.
I wonder, because he was very fixated on the intelligentsia a few times.
And it fizzled out.
And they really, they just went, nope. Not what you think it is.
Yeah.
It
And I'm
was-
wondering if that, like Billy said, if the business integrated labor liaison.
Yeah.
Billy.
Yeah, I like
That's
that.
good. That's
That's
good.
actually
That's,
pretty clever.
that's very clever. That's why he was late. He had to think of how to structure.
Well, actually, I was originally
to
gonna
get
go
his
with the
anagram
green screen
correct.
robot,
Yeah.
but the thing didn't. The GIF didn't load right.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm wondering if there was another
electric.
version. Yeah, like Billy said, business integrated labor liaison. I think that the original idea of this was probably having MODOK, and I'm wondering if the release of MODOK, the original MODOK drawing, pissed people off so bad they're like, oh, maybe
MODOK's a really interesting character.
he is. Do you guys
It's a big
have you
talent.
seen?
And I feel like fans, that's what they're kind of, when people start getting excited about MODOK,
That's what it is.
because in a way it's like, how are they going to do this? Because how do you do it? Are we literally going to have giant head, tiny arms in a tuna can? Like, is that what we're going to do here?
Did you think that was
Um,
Murdoch when he went and met Kevin?
Murdoch?
Like,
Yeah, for a second I was like, oh,
for a
is this gonna
second
be
because it was like,
yeah, the way it was so, but there's been some flack, and I'm trying to my computer's not agreeing with me today.
Yeah, I always thought MODOK is probably not appropriate for a show like this. I think he deserves, if they really want to bring him in, it feels like a villain that they wouldn't do so flippantly like they've done with Hulk's son. Maybe he'd get a big entrance.
I mean, being the main villain at the end would be pretty dope. Like, oh, I've been behind all of it.
Is that what the smart thing about this season was like, hey, there is no big bad villain in this.
Yeah.
Well, she,
It's an ongoing story. Things are not going to get any better because she fights the big bad at the end.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
yeah, that's right.
so I don't know if you guys have seen this, but apparently in Quantum Mania, we're gonna get the MODOK, and this is how he's gonna look. So let me know what you think. That's MODOK.
No, you know what that is, Joe?
Hmm.
That's concept art.
That's
That's a concept art. So someone's done a concept art of that, and they posted it, and it went.
It went
that's
viral.
like the Beast picture from the
viral.
first X-Men movie.
Horrible.
It looked horrible.
It's got nothing to do with
garbage.
yeah.
Do
Yeah.
not do that.
Yeah,
Do not
That's
do that.
that's
Yeah,
fan
yeah.
art. Yeah,
I hope so, because that did not.
it is. It's
That
definitely-
that ruffled my feathers rather than tickle it.
Yeah,
I want a
no.
giant head with tiny little hand, like T-Rex arms.
I
And
don't know what I want from her. I just want to know what kind of that Marvel have so many problems with villains in a general sense that I would rather them save that to be a big bad villain than something else like Kang and what they did with obviously Thanos. I think MODOK's in that sphere. Is he not? That
You
kind
think
of
he's
level
that
of
high
villain?
level? Yeah.
I think I do think he's one of the iconic villains. From
He's an
Marvel.
iconic villain, along with the leader, but I put him more in
maybe they're the tier down, and I'm not certainly not saying power wise or anything like that.
No, not power wise.
Yeah,
I'm
The
saying
tough
like
thing about MODOK is he does get nerfed every now and again, especially considering the Hulu series. That also makes him more of a punchline.
Yeah.
That was the problem. That was the big problem with that series. And the idea of the series I liked. Oh, Patton Oswalt playing MODOK. This could be great. And it was bad. Poorly written, poorly executed.
Did
You're
you
right,
did
and
you
it made a
see
joke out of it.
They did, but did you like how they marketed it? Like they released some footage, like a featurette for the final, and they had the Hulk fighting, Blonsky, and everyone was going on social media, raving, "Oh my god!" There's a shot. It's like, "Oh my god, they're gonna fight! It's gonna be a massive thing," and people
I
get
knew
so
that
excited.
was no way. No way.
Hell, I
the
actually
fight
liked
scene was a bit lame. It was a bit lame.
The Intelligentsia fight.
MODOK looks like a turd.
MODOK. I like that.
MODOK than anything else.
No, it's look, at the end of the day, I think the series was I think the end of that episode was, thank God they stopped it in the middle, because come on, in that bar, when you had them all together, Rick, you can't sit there and go, holy crap, it's on.
I got excited.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, here we go.
That's just a little fanboy.
Haters. I actually kind of loved laughing at some of the people who were like overly like in love with the episode. Like there was some that were like, "Oh my god, Abomination is going to fight Hulk!" Ah! They were like cheering, and I'm like, "That is really dumb." And then they call it out as really dumb, and I'm like, "Okay, watch this person's reaction change as soon as they were
see the episode." Yeah.
Because then you see like that person like, "Yeah, that didn't make sense." And it's like a second ago you were like drooling on yourself.
Yeah.
Well, that was my thing when I'm watching it straight away and going, I'm getting angry at the storytelling side of it. I'm going, this is so disrespectful for what you've built. To throw this in, to have, as she says, kind of like the super soldier serum, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what everybody thought.
And I'm thinking that as it's happening.
Yeah, I did too. I was like, like the leader got jacked up at least. You know what I mean? Like when it mixed with him, and
it was only when he didn't, because when he injected himself, I was expecting him to morph, but to mutate and die.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Overly mutated.
Just turn it Rocky Road and then kill over,
Yeah. Well, that's what I was kind of expecting, and the fact as soon as he was like adapted straight away. And then my other thing is what, they're all smart now.
They're all smart.
That's Bruce Banner. I mean, it works.
Who's the most intelligent? Yeah,
She-Hulk being the character she is. Yeah, she was always better than Bruce at being the Hulk. But when you're giving that serum to everyone else and they're just smart versions, I was really having a problem there. But they beautifully trolled us. And I think
that was a troll.
That's right.
Yeah.
Is it disappointing though that we get that level? That's the finale, and there's nothing more. Do you think it's disappointing that they really missed that opportunity in episode 5, 6, and 7 to build one of the great shows? Correct.
Yeah.
Because I think that's where the problem is. Really, 5, 6, and 7. I think a horrible, boring, worst Marvel TV show television.
Yeah, it fizzled out. I mean, I really liked the last episode, but
the Daredevil in this last episode were great.
Were the best,
And the first, the 8th, 9th episode. That's the 3 episodes I would suggest people watch.
Right. Yeah.
Because really, what other episodes are really worth watching?
Yeah, they're not.
Well, a lot of people like the Wong episode.
Yeah, the Wong episode was
I will give you that. I mean,
that was fun.
And that's with, what's her name? The drunk girl.
Yeah,
Madison with 2 eyes, but it's not what you think.
Madison.
Oh, I did like that.
They licensed merch off a throwaway character.
Yeah, I saw it. And Avengers, there's that. I saw that in
Avengers.
Target the other day. I'm serious. They have
Oh,
Avengers?
is that? Did they really?
Yeah, they
Are
do. They do. Yeah, it's funny.
That's great. That is
Yeah.
hilarious. They
Brilliant.
should do that.
Brilliant.
That's brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, Avengers.
But
Like,
now
wait a
we
minute.
move on. The series is tied up. We probably won't get a sequel series to at least 2024 at this point.
Correct.
Just because it's an expensive show to make and will take time to do.
Well, actually, I can tell you from watching the stunt woman for the show that they are filming now. She's already on her way to the studios to film.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, really? But it's
She
still going
hopes
to be
season
a
2.
year to make, isn't it?
Oh yeah. it's
Maybe
gonna
we
take
get
a
it
while.
this time next year. Maybe we do.
Yeah.
Was that her? That wasn't her playing the She-Hulk in the opening, was it? Because I feel like, was that her, the stunt woman,
Yeah.
actually
in the opening.
playing?
Yeah.
Because in the opening, remember, they do the same
Yeah,
thing, but
yeah.
it's not the same person.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah,
no,
you
no.
got it
That,
right.
no,
I
that's
don't
not
think
her.
that's
not
her.
her. That's
No,
not her.
not her.
That's not her.
That's not
No,
her. I
she's
think
like
that was a dude they put in a wig.
Right. Yeah. And if you look
Yeah.
at if you look at some of her social media stuff,
Yeah, because she's very feminine. The stuff
she's very
herself.
feminine. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
She's
and that-
very
that-
pretty. Like
Yeah, that's why I was kind of like, I don't want to insult anyone here, but
yeah.
yeah.
No, but
No,
there's also a guy that's doing some of the stunts too.
Oh, I'm sure.
So
I'm
that's
sure.
probably
Okay.
that's probably him. That's
Okay,
probably,
well, if they're back filming season 2, yeah, I'd still think it's a year and a bit away because you've got
could
to
be.
do all the trickery and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, all the CG.
So,
that they would do.
CG would better.
But how long does a show like this go for? In the
Mm,
Marvel world, how long do we get 5 seasons? Do we get 3 seasons? Do we get 2? Do we get
I think
is there potential to go for 10 years?
I think it's a twofer because Loki's
I
going to be
think
a twofer, and I think
Are
this
we?
will be,
Do we know that? Do we know that Loki's not returning for
Are
season
they?
3?
I'm for sure expecting them not to do any more Loki.
Yeah,
I
think
mean, I don't think that actor's going to want to be Loki forever.
I think he'd be pretty happy to keep going for a while.
Yeah,
I think the more the
heard he wants
question
to be
is,
Bond, so I think Loki wants out of the MCU.
yeah, that's what I thought.
he would be a great Bond too. I would
Yeah.
so go with
That's
him.
what I heard. That's the rumor. Like,
Because he's
up for
getting
Bond.
around that late 30s. Because they come out
Right.
recently this week, the producers, and said, "Look, really, ideally, Bond is a veteran. He's been part of the SAS. He's seen some action. So for us, late 30s is the perfect age for a Bond." And Hiddleston is absolutely in that range.
Yeah,
To play a
Billy-
late 30s looking guy.
Billy could
Yeah.
play Bond.
Billy.
Billy's gonna play
Yeah,
He's a ladies'
yeah.
man. Look at him.
Do you actually like martini?
Yeah.
Because if you've ever drank martini, I don't know if you guys have ever had a martini.
it's
So
fucking terrible.
Yes, it's fucking
it tastes
disgusting.
like piss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
I don't know why I
fucking
liked it.
vile.
This
Yeah.
is the most vile stuff I've ever had.
It's like,
What was it?
hi, sir. Would you
Why-
like ethanol with olives in it?
Yeah.
That's so true, right?
Yeah,
You're right. Yeah, and that's a 2-season show. So She-Hulk's only going to be
Yeah,
probably
2
a couple of
seasons.
season show. And
Right.
in saying that, now we shift tonally a lot for the next series coming up, right? We go
Yes.
straight to Secret Invasion.
Right.
A massive tonal shift, isn't it?
Yeah. From funny haha to funny. Oh.
Well, you had Miss Marvel,
Yeah.
right? Which was a bit more uplifting, family
Yeah.
oriented.
I feel like Miss Marvel was exactly like Shazam.
Yeah, in many ways. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Tony, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You felt that Miss Marvel led into, like, everyone was going, oh, this is the kind of version of Marvel we're getting at the moment. And Miss Marvel and She-Hulk feel like they had a kind of similar basic energy to them.
Yeah.
But we all know that Secret Invasion is like, nope, this is total spy thriller stuff.
Mhm. Oh, and
And it's gonna be
they got your actor from Rogue One,
Ben Mendelsohn, man.
Ben Mendelsohn. That's
Aussie.
my dude. That is my dude. I love that guy. Is so good.
I love that guy since he appeared in a soap opera called Neighbours here in Australia. He's in one of my favourite movies from 1990. You should chase it down. It's called The Big Steal.
Yeah,
He
you told
plays a
me
young
about
guy.
it when I was
Yeah,
on Name That
Yeah,
Aussie
he
movie.
plays a young guy.
Yeah,
He gets
Yeah.
that-
yeah.
It's an iconic film, isn't it, Rick? It's hilarious.
Yeah, that
But you
was
can
good.
see his star power back then. And
Yeah.
obviously, he's been in some unbelievable shows.
Oh,
over
yeah.
in America in the last few years. Yeah, man. Ben Mendelsohn. Talos is one of the great things that came out of Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
Strongest element, I think, that came
I
out of
agree. I agree. He more so than Captain Marvel.
that. Herself. Yeah.
Yeah, who's thinking about leaving the role?
Good. Replace her. She's replaceable.
Everybody is.
Yeah, the tough thing
Captain
about
Marvel's a-
Captain Marvel is they just they Disney's fight it. I mean, well, they sanitized it to a point that it's tough. I mean, she was more of a Netflix hero in the comic books at one point, and then they turned it into like more of the family friendly thing, and it resulted in like the torn fan base, which resulted in like some of the negative backlash that film got. I mean, when you go into the thing expecting Patty from Jessica Jones and you get like Green Lantern, it's a different experience.
Yeah.
Look, I think also there's an inherent problem with her as a character. Same kind of problem you have with Superman is they fight. And they're kind of omnipotent. When you couldn't even bring her into an Avengers film to the last second because we all knew the moment she was in the game, it's over.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's a hard character. Now, I think they've done something really smart with the Marvels because they're all swapping time periods and places in the universe, apparently.
Yeah.
But yeah, as a character, she doesn't have longevity in the cinema world.
Aren't they doing Marvel's series?
No, that's a movie.
No, it's gonna be a movie.
It's a film.
Oh, it's a movie. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's a film. When you've got Monica Rambeau, you've got,
who's supposed to be the most powerful one of them, right?
And then you've got
she's the most. She's the strongest of them all. Yeah. Well, and for her to get thrashed by Scarlet Witch kind of bothered me.
She died under a rock.
Under a statue. Seriously. I was like,
under a statue. What? That was ridiculous. That's what bothered me.
A statue, my only weakness.
Yeah, no, not stone.
Like, exactly. And then nothing. Like
for real. Yeah.
Anyway.
Sorry.
But it is what it is. I mean,
aggression.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's
She-Hulk. I'm curious what she's going to be in next because as weird as it is, I'm going to mention something strange about Ms. Marvel, just throwing that in there too. After the Ms. Marvel show, her first appearance post that series was a Disney Twerk boat. If you took the Disney cruise, there's an Avengers movie that's special only on the cruise.
Yeah.
That has Ant-Man, Wasp, Captain Marvel, Ms. Marvel, and Captain America.
Yeah, I've seen the clips that have, been.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious, where's She-Hulk going to be? Is it going to be like, okay, in this Toyota commercial, we're going to She-Hulk promoting this Prius?
She's going to get towed.
I think it's interesting, though, that you bring in, like if I was the writers of Deadpool 3, I'd be going like, we can't actually make this film unless she is somehow involved. Even in place.
Yeah,
we can't have the only other fourth wall breaking character in the MCU and not be.
You need to.
I think he's going to break the fourth wall, and she's going to go, "Oh, wait a minute, no."
Yeah, and they're going to be pissed.
Yeah. And I think they date in the comics. So
I'm telling you right now, Deadpool 3 is Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. That's the plot. They're going to go to Hollywood. And
oh my god!
The second Daredevil movie we got. But the first with the red suit.
Yeah, I agree. I think
if you remember that, but in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, they go through the set where they're filming a Daredevil movie complete with red suit fighting the Hand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely I do. But if you think about it, what a smart idea to follow that concept. But see, they kind of ruined that with the end of this last episode because I always thought, what a great idea. They're into this unit and they decide they're going to go to Hollywood to kill Kevin Feige.
Oh my god!
And I thought that's the plot. That's your plot. It's a road movie with Wolverine, but they've kind of done that now. We know now Kevin is a robot. So
yeah.
So, but either way, you've kind of got
the stuff stays consistent. I mean, for the most part, like even some of the characters that were regulars on the show kind of had personality changes throughout the thing. I mean, Pug in episodes 1 and 2 is a completely different character from the rest of the series.
Yeah, I agree.
Really?
I agree. It does play into your theory
grows.
about there being a rather large script change.
Yeah.
Fair way through this process. Because you do feel like there are very different left and right turns, style-wise, from episode to episode.
Yeah.
So which makes sense. They've come in and then like, okay, well, we're going to rewrite this character the way we feel it should be.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be completely changed. I mean, I would love it if they actually did like next season, just go all out, play with the like things, have like General Ross in, like have like Red Hulk in, but have a different actor play in every scene he's actually in the episode. And have nobody acknowledge it. just to have different actors play the part. Have Harrison Ford, have Sam
Have
Elliott.
Stephen Lang, have Joe
We allowed
Dove.
everyone.
Yeah.
No, it was actually confirmed
George
overnight.
Takei.
Oh, what's this?
They've actually confirmed overnight that Harrison Ford, in fact, has signed on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
To play General Ross.
Look at that.
Confirmed now. Not a rumor. It's signed, sealed, and delivered.
Wow.
Great choice.
Confirmed.
Great choice.
Yeah, I
You
think
gotta
so.
say.
Yeah.
It's a great way for Harrison Ford to stay in the like in popular culture because
Yeah.
Indy's almost done. We know that's his swan song. He killed Han Solo.
Yep.
This is a way for him to stay within the game and being General Ross. And he doesn't have to do much anymore. He's just in a suit. Walks around and gets shitty at people.
Yeah.
He's not in the military anymore. They've established that. He's more a senator. He's more a politician.
Right.
I think it's an excellent choice.
Yeah. And then we can have Deadpool go, you do something with your face.
Well, She-Hulk just basically doing the fourth wall then going,
Oh, yeah.
hey, yeah, we had to,
Yeah,
the other
poor
died,
guy.
whatever,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, there you go. There you go. Well, that's it,
All
guys. We've just gone an hour on one of the most chaotic She-Hulk episodes, but it's fitting because the finale was a bit chaotic. So
Yep.
we hope you've enjoyed this series as much as we've enjoyed making this series. If there is a season 2, I assume we'll be back to shed light on She-Hulk season 2. But for that wraps up this series, doesn't it, guys?
Yeah, this is it, man. It's been fun.
Yeah.
This is it.
This has been almost as much fun, if not more fun, than watching the show sometimes. I've been
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get more laughs out of this than I
Dude,
think.
Especially Billy coming in all late. The one where you were standing in the corner half the episode and he couldn't decide it. That was great. Oh, man.
Okay, now we haven't officially announced what our next show would be, but we've kind of alluded to it.
You've done it.
The next MCU show will be that we will shed light on will be Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
Starts in January or February, I believe.
One of them.
One of them.
Want me to look it up?
Next
Hold on.
year.
No, it's not
Yeah.
that important.
Eventually.
But we'll be back, guys, for another.
We'll be back.
And like I've also said, they won't be after shows anymore. We're calling them the Shedding Light series. So every show where we will do a live kind of commentary after the show's appeared, they will be labeled the Shedding Light series. So we'll shed light on whatever particular episode we're watching. But that's it, guys. Any final words before we get the hell out of here?
There's always something to learn from a anthology series and a Marvel series. There's a lot of growth. There's a lot of love and heartbreak. There's a lot of learning and caring and touring. There's a lot of things that just build into the future. And I think She-Hulk did a great job of putting that into a chrysalis, if you will, and then developing beyond what our expectations were. So, next season, I'm hoping for a full ribbit and rabbit of the She-Hulk.
To steal the title of the last episode.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to go full like He-Man Master of the
You
Universe.
sounded
G.I. Joe.
very.
Here's a moral lesson and see you next time.
Yeah,
I'm sorry
Yeah.
Very serious, there, Joe.
I did.
You're very
I
serious.
can
I was like, where are you going?
Where you going? And to be honest with you, I
Like-
think Joe was trying to figure that out halfway. He was saying, where am I going with this?
Like,
I'm gonna...
Yeah, I was like, oh, we got to wrap that up after that.
Rick,
Anyway.
Rick, I know you love the show, right?
I loved it. I enjoyed it.
Did
I
it
can't wait
exceed the
to see-
expectations you had before you saw it?
Not overly more, but look, I enjoyed it. I can't wait for season 2, and I can't
You
wait
loved
to see
it,
where...
dude. Why shouldn't
I
you
did.
love it?
I loved it. I loved
Because,
it. And I
you
can't
know,
wait to
if
see what
someone-
she's in.
Yeah. She's
Like,
incredible.
every-
by the way. Oh, my
Oh
God.
yeah,
she's
she is.
fantastic.
She's fantastic.
she's-
Yeah.
Oh God! So I can't wait to see her in if she pops up in Daredevil or where she pops up within the MCU. So
And congratulations, she just got married too. So congratulations. to
yeah,
her.
Yeah.
did she?
Yeah, Rick
she
will be
did.
on the honeymoon with her
Yeah,
for a little while, and he'll be
Yeah,
back.
we're supposed to-
As long as she wears the She-Hulk
He wishes.
uniform. Oh.
It'll just be this caption, the face caption.
And Billy,
Walk around
before
with
we go
little dots
to,
on.
I also had mentioned, you mentioned a few times throughout the series about it's consistent with the comic book. So overall with the series.
Bye, Mom.
How did you feel overall? How they dealt with She-Hulk as a character? Are you happy as being an old school comic fan?
Well, I like towards the end, like they actually brought in writers from some of the comic books and also some of the writers from Robot Chicken. As weird as that is, like the Daredevil episode was written by a Robot Chicken writer. I like them a lot better than some of the TV writers. I mean, I saw like some of them are writers from television, like sitcoms and stuff like that. It's the episodes written by the Robot Chicken writer, the episodes written by Zeb Wells, who's a comic book writer. There's also like surprisingly, I know like some people might not like The Retreat, but I mean the one of the episodes was written by an author from Jezebel, columnist. That was interesting.
Okay.
I did not think a magazine article writer would actually do a decent episode.
Yeah. Well, there you go. People have multi-talented skills about them. So, look, for me, I'll say it's a show that will be easily forgotten.
Wow.
In a world where there's so much amazing television, She-Hulk did a good job, but it's not a show that I'm going to go. It's definitely not making my top 5 or 10 for the year.
Oh yeah.
Not by a mile.
All right.
If I had to say anything, I would say like there's a guy, Adam Does Movies. He describes it pretty well. It's fast food.
Yeah.
I mean,
let's not try to plug somebody that's already made it too much on this show.
Sorry.
We're one big community.
Yeah. Go watch Tubi Scene and Pop Culture Spread.
But yeah, there you go. All right, well that's it, guys. Let's get out of here. This was completely madness. I can tell why the other guys didn't want to be part of the show.
See you in spring 2023. Yeah.
And the other thing is this fourth wall jokes I tried a few times, just never worked. Not in saying that, let's get out of here, guys. See you on the next after show sitting light thing, whatever the hell we do.
Yeah.